Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday evening, so let's begin. First up, officials investigate suspicious death of 2 people in Hillsborough. Officials are investigating the suspicious death of 2 people in Hillsborough. The Attorney General's office announced the investigation in a press release late Sunday morning, and Assistant Attorney General Heather confirmed that there were 2 dead. Officials said the incident was contained and there was no threat to the public. Officials did not release where in Hillsborough the deaths occurred, but a WMUR news crew saw crime scene tape and a state police major crime unit vehicle outside an apartment building on Bridge Street. Officials said additional information would be forthcoming. Driver clocked at 126 miles per hour on I-95. Take a look at this photo of this driver. This man is charged with driving 126 miles per hour on I-95. New Hampshire State Police say a motorist was clocked at 126 miles per hour on Interstate 95 in Greenland. Troopers say the motorist, 19 years old of York, Maine, told them he was running late for work Sunday morning. The posted speed limit was 65 miles per hour. New Hampshire State Police say an airborne unit clocked the person driving a 2019 Nissan Altima in Greenland. The man was charged with reckless operation and is due in court in January. A phone number for the man couldn't be located. It's unclear if he has a lawyer. 2 displaced after fire at Derry apartment building. A fire at a Derry apartment building displaced 2 people Sunday morning. The fire was reported about 9:20 a.m. in a unit on the 2nd floor of a 4th-floor, 14-unit building at 95 East Broadway. Battalion Chief said the fire was contained to just that unit, which sustained significant damage. Some of the other units sustained minor smoke damage, but residents were allowed to return to them. No civilians were injured, Battalion Chief said, and 1 firefighter was treated on scene after slipping and falling. The Red Cross is assisting the 2 people displaced. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Trump issues pardon for 2 service members. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We want to turn now to the president's decision to pardon members of the armed services facing war crimes allegations and the criticism he's now facing. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is here with more. Stephanie, good morning to you.
Whit, good morning. President Trump is issuing a pardon for 2 service members, Army Lieutenant Clint Lawrence and Army Green Beret Major Matt Goldstein. Lieutenant Lawrence was convicted of what's being characterized as a war crime while he was deployed to Afghanistan. Now, Lawrence was released Friday from the U.S. military prison prison Fort Leavenworth in Kansas, reuniting with family members outside after spending 7 years in prison. He had been sentenced to 19 years behind bars for ordering a soldier to fire at unarmed Afghan motorcyclists in 2012. Now, Major Goldstein, he was charged with the murder of an alleged Afghan bomb maker in 2010. His case was set to go to court in February. President Trump is also promoting Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher, who was acquitted by a military court of killing an Islamic State prisoner in Iraq, but also demoted for posing with the corpse. Now, last week, Defense Secretary Mark Esper met with the president and discussed letting these cases play out in the military justice system, an opinion shared by General Milley, the president's top military advisor. But in a statement, the DoD spokesperson says that the DoD has confidence in the military justice system, that the president is part of that system as the commander-in-chief and has the authority to weigh in. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Stephanie Ramos. Hi, everyone.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Sunday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.